Yes. Welcome to another episode of Stories to Create podcast right here at EOS Club. I'm your host, Cornell Bunting. It's another exciting day. I know you guys was a little bit nervous because I was away for a little bit in the hospital, but you see me. It's all good. It's a beautiful thing. But listen, long-awaited interview that was supposed to happen from season 6 is happening in season 7. I told you guys it was going to happen. So with that being said, for you guys that is all about how to get healthy and what does that look like. Listen, we have the perfect guest for you guys today. It's a beautiful thing. She's doing a lot of philanthropy work. She works with a lot of the ladies in Southwest Florida, doing her thing. And we are going to be talking to none other than, some would say Darlane.
Darlande.
But we just Darlande Jean-Charles. Welcome to the show, love.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yes.
for having me.
Oh,
I'm
my
excited to
goodness.
be here. Hi,
Listen.
everyone.
This is so cool. So you're an RN,
I am.
and what is the BSN? What is that?
So that's Bachelor of Science and Nursing.
There you go.
So I have
See,
my bachelor's in nursing, yes.
it's a beautiful thing. I'm learning a whole lot. So what we do with our guests, we treat them to a tale. So we're gonna have you take our guests on a tale. We're gonna take us back to the early years. Where were you born? Where you grew up?
I was born in Haiti.
Uh-huh.
I moved to America when I was 13 years old.
Okay.
I am adopted, so my adopted parents, which is, by the way, my grandparents, brought
Okay.
me to America.
Okay. So your real parents, they couldn't handle the situation, so they gave you to someone else that could do a better job financially.
Yes, so my mom, my birth mom, she gave me away to her dad, and my dad adopted me and brought me to America.
I see.
And
I
I've
see.
been here ever since.
Wow. So, with that being said, like mom, giving you away, is mom still around?
Yeah, she's still here.
You talk to her?
We do talk. We have a relationship.
Nice.
It's still in the building stage.
Okay.
Because that relationship didn't really get started until 2011.
Wow, you was upset with her, huh?
Not really. My adopted dad didn't really want me to have that type of relationship with her. I think it was just kind of like the best. I guess that was their arrangement to separate that. And when I moved here to America at the age of 13, my adopted mom and my adopted dad, I had that relationship with them, but my adopted mom passed away very early on. I think I was just about like 14 years old.
Wow.
So I was just with my dad, and he passed away in
Okay.
2011.
Okay.
And then that's when her and I started our relationship for sure, because then that's when we like reconnected.
So you knew English when you came here at 13?
No. No, zero, none. I did not know any type of English whatsoever. My only language was Creole and French, which French and Haiti, you use that in school.
Right.
But then Creole was like my main language. When I came here, I did not know a lick of English.
So it was rough, huh?
It was very rough. I was bullied.
Oh, you was?
Yes, I was. I was
Ooh.
bullied. And I started my education here in high school. When my dad was taking me around for school. They told him that I was very advanced because they used to do like a test. Although I didn't know English, I know math.
Okay.
In Haiti, the education is a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really match the education that they have here.
Right.
So you do more stuff in Haiti.
I see.
So they gave me a test, and I passed the test with like a very high, level. I guess they were trying to see like where I was at.
Right.
And then they're like, okay, she doesn't know English, but she know math, and
Right.
she tests on a very high level. So we're going to put her in high school.
Nice.
And I started in high school
Okay,
in
okay.
ninth grade. And I was bullied because I didn't
Ooh,
know French and I
right.
had to do what do you call those classes again for English learners?
Well, it's an English class.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you had to do those classes.
Okay, okay.
So it was,
So that was rough. So you
yeah.
so you didn't even bother getting into sports because it was so rough for you.
Yeah. It was very rough in high school. Like early years was very rough. Being Haitian and they make fun of you
Yeah.
for not knowing English,
Right,
and
right.
then other stigma
Yeah.
like you eat cats or whatever.
Well,
It's
I never listen. I never get into that, so I don't even know what that is even mean.
And
Like,
for the record, I have never eaten cats. Coming from Haiti, no, I'm serious. Like coming from Haiti, I have never in my entire life
yeah.
been offered to eat cats. So I couldn't even
So
understand where, I mean,
okay, so that was never a thing in Haiti either.
for myself at
Okay,
least, or
okay.
where I grew up,
Yeah,
or the household that I came from,
yeah,
we've never eaten cats.
yeah. Wow.
So it was
Yeah,
rough,
yeah.
but I got used to the environment. I've learned English pretty fast. My
Hmm.
dad was very intentional with me learning English, watching TV, help me read. He didn't want me to speak Creole in the house.
Right.
So I ended up learning English very fast.
Good.
Although my English, my accent is still my accent per se, because you can hear it still.
It's good. It's good.
It's you can still hear
Yeah,
it,
you can
but
still
I've
hear it. Yeah,
learned,
you have learned. Yes, you're doing great. Yes, I
Yeah.
must say you are doing great. So, finishing high school, what was your next move? Like, what do you feel like you wanted to do after all the challenge you had to deal with in school? You know what? I want to go in the work world. What does that look like?
So to go back to like that mindset, I
Hmm.
didn't really know what I wanted to do
Okay.
after high school.
Oh.
My adopted mom, she ended up dying with cancer.
Okay.
So when I moved to America, she was already very sick.
I see.
And I spent that year helping my dad taking care of her. So as soon as I moved to America, I became a caretaker.
I see. Okay.
And she had cancer and it was very progressive.
Right.
She was dying.
Yeah.
And my dad didn't want to put her in a home.
Oh,
So my
okay.
dad kept her in the house with hospice.
Yeah.
And hospice nurses used to come in
Yeah.
and help us with her.
Okay.
But myself and my dad was the main caretaker for her.
Right.
And I had a little sister, have a little sister. She's also adopted by both parents. And of course she's way younger than me, so I had to take care of her as well. So
Okay.
not only becoming a caretaker for my adopted mom, my dad, and then my little sister.
Yeah.
There was a hospice nurse that used to come over to the house and she used to tell me about nursing, and I would
Okay.
see how she take care of my mom and also the way that she would help my dad with
Right.
us. And it
Yeah.
wasn't really like her job to take care of us.
Right. Right.
And that was inspiring to me.
Okay.
So I would ask her, like, okay, what is nursing? Because I didn't really know what nursing was. My dad always wanted me to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Coming from a Haitian household, you either a doctor, engineer,
Something
lawyer,
big. Yeah.
something big.
Yeah.
So nursing, like my dad wanted me to be a cardiac surgeon specifically.
Okay.
He was set on it. You're
Yeah.
going to be a cardiac surgeon. So that was like my goal in life.
Right.
But when that nurse started coming to the house, taking care of my mom, and I would see the things that she does, and I'm like, oh, this is very nice. This is very inspiring. I
Right.
want to do something like that.
Yeah.
And she would tell me like, oh, this is all the steps. This is what I had to do and stuff. And after my father was killed, he went to Haiti, left us, went to Haiti like for vacation, and then he was killed in Haiti.
Wow.
He was killed while he was there. So everything changes at the age of 17.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it was just me and my little sister. And
Wow.
yeah, we had family around, but everything changed,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So it was just like, okay, I just graduated high school. I graduated early. Um, and I'm in my first year of college, and now I have nothing. I don't
Right.
have a parent to guide me. I don't
Right.
have nobody.
Yeah.
So when I and then I ended up moving here with my brother, or my adopted brother, and he has 3 daughters, and he pretty much welcomed me and my little sister in his home and kind of like adopted us as
Yeah.
his child as well. And yeah, and he was just like, okay, so what do you want to do?
Right.
Because you gotta pick a career. And I used to do modeling in my younger age.
Right. Right.
And I figured pretty early on that modeling was not going to be the career for me, because
Right.
I wasn't tall enough. There was
Okay.
that stigma back in the day that you have to be like 6 foot something.
Right.
And I was just 5'6". So he was just like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I guess nursing it is. So I looked around, found nursing school, and I registered, and that's pretty much kind of like where my career started.
Yeah,
you know?
you got in there, and so you work with some of the main hospital like NCH or
No,
Lee
I've
Health?
worked with Physician Regional, and I
Okay.
did about 3 years there. And before that, I worked with a lot of assisted living, because I
Okay.
started my career like from the bottom. CNA, like I started as a HHA in
Right.
home health, and then I go into like CNA, and then from CNA I went to LPN. From LPN, I become an RN. When
Okay.
I become an RN, my first year in RN, as an RN, I was the director of nursing, which I was like pretty young, like
Come on.
25, 26.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, okay, I need the hospital experience.
Right.
So from there, I left that job and I went to Physicians Regional, and I spent about 3.5 years there. I did cardiac, Med-Surg, and then from there, I transferred to the ER, which was like my dream job.
Yeah.
And from the ER, I was getting pretty overwhelmed
Okay.
with everything after COVID and short staff and everything that was going on. And I'm like, I need something to do. I need something else to do, because I love nursing. It's
Right.
something that I'm extremely passionate about. And I didn't want to lose that passion, but I felt like I was.
Right. Right.
So I was like, okay, I need to figure something else out. And then I started doing my research. Okay, what can I do next?
Right.
And then Nurse You to Wellness.
The Nurse You
And
to
then-
Wellness got birth.
Yeah, Nurse You to Wellness got birth. And I feel like it was definitely a gift from God, like an
Yeah.
idea. Because, I mean, yes, in some part of my life, I've always wanted to own a business. I know,
Right.
like, I didn't want to keep working for people.
Right.
But at the same time, I had no idea
Yeah.
it was going to be
Right.
Nurse You to Wellness, you know?
And literally, guys, if you go on the search engine and you just type in Nurse You to Wellness, your company comes up.
Yeah.
And because they're not as aware of a lot of the benefits, some of the things that a facility like yours provide, even for the body. For you, like, getting into that space and then making it start happening, what was that transition like?
So I've always suffered with low iron.
Okay.
Like, my hands are always sweaty. I'm always so cold till this day.
Yeah.
And I always have a jacket. People are always making fun of me. Oh my gosh, like you're always so cold, even
Yeah.
like in rooms where I'm supposed to be warm.
Right.
And I started looking into it while I
Yeah.
was working in the hospital. I started looking into it. I went to my doctor, and my doctor checked my iron,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Your iron is very low."
Mm.
And I said, "Yeah, that's been like my entire life. Like I'm
Yeah.
always anemic, I'm always cold, I'm always clammy."
Right.
And she was like, "It's so low to the point where I want to send you to the hospital to either get a blood transfusion,
Yeah.
or you can get into iron drips."
Right.
And it was funny because I've been looking into IV hydration, trying to figure out what to do next.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay. So when I went to her office and she told me that, she's like, I said, "I don't want to get a blood transfusion. I feel like that's very extreme.
Right.
But maybe we can do
Mm-hmm.
an iron drip." She's like, "There's a bunch of like IV hydration places now
Yeah.
that'll pop in, and you can reach out to them, and then we can get a I can give you a prescription. You can do an IV drip for iron, and then we see where that takes you."
Right.
I'm like, okay. So I did. I reached out to a bunch of like IV places around Naples, Bonita, Fort Myers. Some of them did offer iron drips, some of them didn't.
Right.
And they were also extremely expensive.
Mm.
So that's kind of like when I started doing my research, and I'm like, wait a minute, I love IVs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love doing IVs, and it's something that I really enjoy, that I'm very passionate about. I
Right.
love poking people, as wrong as it sounds. I love poking people. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let me see. Let me look deeper into this and
Right.
and see what I can do,
Yeah.
because this is something that it looks like I'm gonna need for myself as well
Right.
for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I started doing more research, and yeah, and I started like I started my business myself.
You
and
did
I'm
that.
like, maybe I can do this myself instead of like going to other people.
Right. Right.
So I'm like, well, if this is something that I'm gonna need, I'm passionate about it. It's just a line.
Yeah.
So I started my business back, and I took a course. I did took a course, a business course, because you don't really need like an IV hydration, because I was already a nurse. I had all that experience.
Right. Right.
I didn't need any type of certificate to become an IV nurse. I just needed the business aspect of it, on how
Right.
to put it together and
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a course, and I guess with God too, everything's always aligned, because after having that conversation with my doctor, IV hydration were popping up
Yeah.
everywhere on my
Yeah.
TikTok. I'm like, maybe this is what I'm
Supposed
to do.
It's lining up. It's lining up.
So I was just like, okay, then
I like that.
find a course in Orlando. I took that for the business aspect of it, and I did that in August of 2023, and then by November 2023, I opened Nursery to Wellness.
Look
so
at
it's
that.
about
That's
to be like,
amazing right there. So,
it's 2 years old right now.
so let me ask you, as a female in the medical world, what is the type of music that you listen to that just gets you going? Like, just, I'm ready to just.
So music, when we, like, as a Haitian, which is probably gonna be like, oh my gosh, you listen to Celine Dion. I listen to Celine Dion a
Ooh.
lot.
Yeah.
I do listen to, like, my new favorite artist right now is Little Sims.
Yeah. Okay.
She's very empowering.
Yeah.
And so those are the type of music that I listen to. And she's Jamaican too. So I love me some Jamaican music.
Blah, blah, blah.
I listen to Jamaican music,
Yeah.
and then it depends on the mood that I'm in. So in
Okay.
the morning, I love something that's more like, love songs and more calming. So Celine Dion.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if I'm trying to get motivated and more like, oh, pursue your passion type vibe,
Yeah.
it's Little Sims right now.
Okay. And that's like grime music. Okay, guys. That's type of like a grime type of music. So because some people probably don't even know who Little Sims is, but now you guys might go check her out and
Shout out to
hear.
her.
Little
If you
Sims,
see
you got
this
Little
interview,
Sims, you got a big fan over here.
if you see this interview, I love you
Ooh.
and love your music.
This is good. This is good. Now, I know the diverse of culture that's here in Southwest Florida. With you doing what you do in the hydration world, and then outside of that, because you're still doing your nursing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What does those interactions look like? Are you getting to really have a diverse relationship with different people from different parts of the world, or?
Right now, I have been going to a lot of just so there's a lot of stuff going on in Southwest Florida. It is a little bit harder to break into that market because I'm doing something that's most insurance company would say that it's luxury nursing,
Right.
right?
Right.
So people truly have to realize that, oh my gosh, like this is something that I need or something that I could use. And in the beginning, I did question myself. I was just like, oh my gosh, because this is cash based, insurance doesn't really pay for it. Are people gonna see that this is something that I can use? Because a lot of people's challenges is like, okay, I can just take my vitamins by mouth.
Right.
Which you can.
Right.
Like you can take your vitamins by mouth. But with the IV, it does reach your bloodstream faster.
Right.
It's straight vitamins. It doesn't it completely bypass the GI tract. So you get exactly what you need when you need it.
Right.
And then you feel the effect right away.
Yeah.
So I've been going to a lot of different events, different meetings, and just trying to get myself out there and educating people like, okay, this is what this is. Like, I know right now it just kind of seemed like it's a trend,
Right.
but it's not. It's something that you actually really need. Not only you get the hydration, you also get the vitamins in there. A lot of people, they don't really take their vitamins every day.
Right.
And a lot of people don't like drinking water, or they'll just reach out for an energy drink when they feel like they're having that crash.
Right.
But what if you switch that energy drink for something that's more beneficial, not only now, but in the future? Because the vitamins have so much effect to it.
Right.
Yes, you do the B12s and for energy, but it also helps you with your blood. We need B12 in our DNA to kind of like, so there's just so much like effect to it versus like you reach out for an energy drink. Yes, you get a little energy right then and there, but then it's not good for your kidney.
Right.
Versus if you do a vitamin drip, it's hydrating you, giving you that vitamins that you need that you're not taking every day.
Right.
And helps you with so many of your organs.
Right.
Wow,
I love that. And you have party goers hearing this and they're like, okay, we party all the time.
Oh yeah.
What would you say to us? Like what would we need to do to keep the momentum going?
So we have the hangover drip.
The hangover drip. Ooh.
Which is like so when you drink alcohol depleted you in so many things. You're dehydrated and you wake up with a hangover. You have the headaches. you have everything else in between. So the hangover drip, what we do is pretty much we bring you back to life. We give you the hydration, we
Yeah.
gives you the vitamins that will help you um kind of like not have that headache hangover the next day
Right.
or whatever. Not to say or just go back and party, because again, that's kind of like counterproductive.
Right.
So, but it's like if you have one of those nights and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to wake up with the hangover." Then yeah, definitely replenish yourself back with
Right.
vitamins and fluids. And
This is
yeah,
good.
it's just like give it a try. Don't.
So, and of course, we have a lot of entrepreneurs listening to this as well. And I know their question would be, what keep you going? Like when you get those moments where things are discouraging, what keeps you going?
So for myself, my why, because I had a mentor for about a year, and our contract is ending in March right now. And she always told me to find my why. And that was
Nice.
just kind of like the main thing with my business.
Yeah.
It was just like, it wasn't just, I didn't want to just do a business just to have a business.
Right.
I wanted to actually make a difference in people's life. So I have two whys. One, it's my daughter. My daughter keeps me going every single day.
Nice.
But my my other thing is I never wanted to keep working for people, and in a sense where it's like it was just kind of like a system. We
Yeah.
are in a system, and it's like a cycle going.
Right.
In the ER, you see about 25 to 30 patients, clients a day.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you can't even remember who are those people
Right.
that you meet,
Right.
what did you do for them and stuff.
Yeah.
If you have a death, okay, you take them to the, like, you do everything that you need to do, let the family know, you take them to the morgue. By the time you take them to the morgue and come back, you already have another patient in that bed.
Yep.
You have no time
Right.
to process it.
Yeah.
I wanted to take care of myself too in that aspect of my mental health. But at the same time too, I wanted to have that one-on-one connection with people.
Yeah.
When I meet them, if we do a drip or whatever it is, because I do other things too than just the IV drip. I help people who's going through surgery. If they need a private nurse, I can do that. I help the elderlies who wants to be in their home
Right.
and don't want to go to a nursing home. So if they need a nurse to be there and help them with their medication management, I help them with that too. But it's that one-on-one I was looking for with people, to have that connection and be like, hey, I'm
Right.
here. I
Yeah.
can help. How can we do this together versus, oh, it's just another
Right.
client. I'm just in that spinning
You
wheel
just
of
in that-
system. It's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's very caring though, because you don't have a lot of people that look at it like that. So that's pretty cool. And just to have your daughter as one of your wives, and then comes the question on how you handle the balance. How do you handle what that look like, being that mom to her, and then making sure that you're hitting all the checkpoints for your business to be where you need to get to.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. It's very hard to balance being a mom and a business owner and everything else in between.
Yeah.
It's hard, but when I look it back into my life, where I came from,
Yeah.
like I came from Haiti, and I never thought that I would be here,
Right.
not only like in America, but also like as a business owner. But now I have somebody that's looking up to me.
Right.
I have a daughter that I have to model for. When I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of role model.
Right.
It was just people on TV. I wish that I had somebody physically that I can say, oh my gosh, if she can do this, then I can do it as well.
Can do it as
you
well,
know
yeah.
So I think for me, it's kind of like when I look at where I came from, and then I'm like, I have so much opportunity here that I can really change my life, not only for myself, but for her.
Right.
So I'm definitely gonna take advantage of it and do as much of it as I can.
Right.
And I want to. I know this is gonna sound cliche, but I do want to leave a legacy
Yeah.
here.
There
You
you go.
know, I
Yeah.
want to be remembered for something good.
I love that.
I want to be remembered for something good, not only for myself, but for my daughter. I want her to have that drive. I want her to be like, oh my gosh, my mom did it. So
Right.
I can do it too.
Yeah.
And the world is so vast. You can be anything that you want to be as long as you put your mind into it.
Yes. Yes.
Is it hard? Yes, it's hard.
Right.
But once you find out what your why is and the legacy that you want to leave behind, then everything else is noise,
Yeah.
you know?
Ooh, tune out the
So,
noise. Tune out the noise. Tune out the noise. You mentioned earlier that you have a mentor, and for a lot of people that's really important. And we're gonna give the mentor a plug. What's the name of your mentor? And
so my mentor is Dr. Tap, and we met at about 2 years ago at the Ladies Power Lunch. I am a power partners, we call it,
there you
at
go.
the Ladies Power Lunch.
Okay.
And a little backstory
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
About like 2 years ago, when I just started my business, I was like, oh my gosh, I was scrolling on Facebook and I saw this ad that there was this, event going on in Naples and they were looking for businesses.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I'm extremely shy in a sense.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like they're looking for business. I'm a new business and I need
You're
I
gonna
need
plug
some
in.
clients.
Yeah.
So I reached out to them.
Yeah.
And they reached out to me right away and they told me everything that I needed to do. So I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
The event is coming. And when the event was coming, I reached out to pretty much everybody that I know. I was just like, oh my gosh, I have this new business and I need help. I call my friends, call family. I'm like, this is going to be my first event. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah.
And everybody pretty much said, no, I can't help. I'm
Oh,
busy.
man.
I'm this, I'm that. And I was freaking out going into that event.
Yeah.
And I did it anyway.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, fine. I am gonna go by
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah.
not knowing anybody. But what's the worst that could happen?
Put it out there.
Worked into that event, set up my table and everything first time.
Yeah.
And then I met my mentor. She also had a table there. We connected, we exchanged numbers, we took pictures. And then there, not only that one single event decision changed my life, because now I'm in their book, the Power Partners Project,
Right.
but also ended up with that mentor as well.
Yeah.
And now it's like fast forward to like 2 years later.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never even thought that.
Right. You made progress.
But I made progress,
Yes,
ended
yes.
up with a great mentor, and also ended up like in amongst a bunch of amazing group of women that loves to support each other.
I love that.
So
I love that. It's a beautiful thing. People are seeing so much women group now, and they feel like it's more it's overpowering a lot of the guys group, and the women are doing more stuff now. For a lot of people that are getting nervous, like some of the guys that are saying, well, the females are showing all these alpha signs and doing all these alpha stuff.
I'm gonna reach out for my coffee for that.
And there's all these different conversation around that, and how some guys ended up feeling after a while when, let's say a guy that's an introvert that's not necessarily have those alpha traits or whatever, he gets demoralized or whatever they would say in that. How you speak on that?
So here's the thing, right? Like I feel like if you are a man
Yeah,
and you see a woman who's driven
yeah,
and a woman who's ambitious, um as alpha,
yeah.
something is wrong with you. Because it's like, what what is alpha about a woman who's driven and ambitious?
Right.
Because for me it's like, you should be proud of that.
Oh,
You
definitely.
should be very proud of your woman
Yeah,
going out there and do what they can do, especially like to help support the household.
right,
And I'm not saying that the woman that who doesn't are
right,
any less.
right.
They're not. Everybody in life has a path
Yeah,
that they choose.
right,
If you choose to be like a house maker or stay at home mom per
right.
se,
Housewife. Yeah,
or housewife, and or you decided to have a business or whatever, that's you shouldn't dim your light
right,
because somebody else think that you're alpha.
right, right. Yeah,
And for me it's like, I've always had that. I grew up with a dad that taught me how to change a tire when I was like 13, 14 years old,
yeah,
and tell me that I didn't need to wait for a man to help me do that.
right,
And it's like, now fast forward to now and being a mom, I'm not gonna tell my daughter like, hey, you need a man to help you do this. Like,
right.
if you can do it yourself, then you do it. That doesn't make you alpha. It makes you an independent
Independent.
independent
Independent. So,
person. It makes you like, okay, I can survive life
right,
by myself if that ever comes
right. So,
to it.
so just so you know, because you have already went on Enchanted Waters a little bit. So, and I know we got some of the guys that are already rebelling a little bit on.
Oh,
So what do you say about those women that's making more than the guy, and then they be trying to stun on the guy and try to talk down to them and all these different things? How do you speak on that?
I don't think you should talk down on anybody. I really don't think that. I don't support that, right?
There
I,
you
I
go.
don't support that, okay, just because I'm making more money than I get to talk down on anybody.
Right,
But at the same time, too, I don't think you should dim your light to make somebody else feel comfortable.
right.
It should be a balance.
Yes.
I support you, you support me. If I
Mm-hmm.
can support you in your potential stage, I call it, so
Right.
you can support me in my progress
Yes,
stage,
yes,
right?
yes,
I don't
yes.
see you any less as me.
Right,
I just so happen to, because when it comes to like nursing, right, or other careers, like, yeah, some people, the woman will be making more money than the man, and
right.
there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely not.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
If that's what you chose and that's the relationship that you chose, then that's what works for you.
yeah.
But I don't think you should also use that as like a weapon and talk down on other people,
Right, right,
especially if you're the one that chose that.
right.
But now if it gets to a point where it's no longer working out for you, or it's no longer working out for you guys, then go your separate ways.
Right, right.
But I don't think you should that person should be talking down to you because you're going up and they're not,
Mm-hmm.
or you talking down to them because
Right,
it, it's like, you shouldn't call me an alpha because I'm ambitious
right,
and driven,
right,
and I shouldn't look down to you,
right.
looking down on you because you're not as
You're
ambitious.
at the
It's
level. Yeah, I
it's
get
a
it.
respect
Yes.
on like both level. You know what I mean? Because I didn't tell you. I mean, I wasn't the one that make you not be ambitious
Successful,
or
right.
successful
Yeah,
or whatever.
right,
That's
right.
just what you chose, and I
Yes.
chose for myself. So
So people are always fascinated with the Caribbean food, you guys, and the seasonings and all these different things. Where are you in that? Where are you in all of that?
it's kind of funny that you asking me that as a Jamaican.
Eh?
Because that's always been like the beef
Yes.
in the Caribbean, like
Yes.
who has the best food and who has the best rice. I mean, I will always say Haitians have like the best food and the best rice.
Right.
And
But you can't really say that when you around a Jamaican, because you know.
I mean,
Hands down, people. Hands down.
I'm just saying, you know, like I don't think that, and I know everybody gonna disagree with me, and most people going to disagree with me other than the Haitians, but I'm just saying that we really
You said you
we
guys,
bring it. Us Haitians, we really bring it.
You throw
With
it
our
down.
food is, and I love to cook. By the way, I love
Okay.
to cook. I'm a great cook.
What's your go-to meal?
For Haitian food,
Yeah.
du ça soit légumes.
Ooh.
Duh. I know most people would be like, "Oh, you didn't say griot,"
Yeah.
but I'm kind of learning that pork is not the best for you.
No. Yeah.
But definitely, that's my comfort food, du ça soit légumes. I will always reach out for it, and every time I have du ça soit légumes, it reminds me of Haiti. Haitian food takes so much time to cook, and a lot of Caribbean foods too. It
Right.
takes so much. It's like an art, you know.
Yeah.
You put your soul into that food, and especially like making legume. There is like 3 to 4 process step of making legumes, and it's like
So we talking hours here.
hours.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
It does take hours to make Haitian food.
That is amazing, though. That is amazing. So if there was a food that you could live on for a week, it would be.
Du ça soit légumes. Yes.
Wow. So if you
You
don't
have
know how to
rice.
pronounce it, because there's a whole lot of, it's like it's so smooth how you
So
say
it's
it.
white rice and black beans, but the way that you make the black beans, it's not the way that it is at Chipotle. You
Oh.
literally like have to blend the beans and then you turn it into like sauce.
Oh, like you puree the beans. Oh.
And then that goes over the rice, and then the legume, it's like a vegetable like stew in a way. Like you
Okay.
cook the legume and then all the vegetables, and then you use because we don't really use anything processed in Haiti.
Right.
You do everything by hand.
Good.
So we use like how do you I forgot how you call these things in English, and then you smash it until it becomes like
you
fine
beat it.
and
Okay,
stuff,
like you
and
grater it.
not like it's almost like like some people now that they're in the US, they'll put it in a food processor
Okay.
and then use that, but in Haiti we just use our hands and
Okay.
just smash it
Just
with
smash it out.
something, and
Wow.
then you know.
Listen, you guys do this once. I don't even know if it's a sauce or whatever it is, but it has like cabbage and it is so hot.
It's pickles. where she's like, cause like when I moved here, I didn't know what coleslaw was.
Right.
Until I moved to the US.
Right.
And the first time I had coleslaw, I was like, oh my gosh, it's
You didn't like it?
no, I don't like coleslaw.
Okay.
Because I was just like, okay, it's creamy and it's cold, and
Right.
but then it reminds me of pickles, because we
Ooh.
pretty much kind of like use the same thing, like
Right.
cabbage and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but it's spicy,
Right.
and that's all I'm used
Oh, it's
to, and we
brutally
use
spicy.
yeah. And
What do
but
you guys
everybody-
put in it to make it so hot, though?
habanero peppers.
Uh-huh.
It's a, there is seasoning in habanero peppers, and then there is white vinegar, and then there is lime juice.
Okay.
So you having that zest.
Yeah.
And it plus the spice.
Oh, that's a serious zest right there. You can't even put a big portion, but a lot of you guys like that.
Yes, it's like you cannot have griot, which is like our plantain, pork, but some people we also do like fried beef or fried goat.
Yeah.
You cannot have that without the pickles. That's like a staple in the fried food.
You guys hear the name, it's pickles.
Yes.
They have nothing to do with what is in there, but that's the name, That is pretty
I know.
cool.
And I actually have no idea how they came up with that.
No?
I have no idea. So
wow. So for individuals that, is like, okay, how can we get your service there? How can we find you? What does that look like?
I do have TikTok. I have TikToks. I have Instagram.
Okay.
I have my website, which is www.nurseu2wellness, and that's NURSEU, the number 2 wellness.com. You can book your appointment that way. Or you call me 239-413-3726. You can also reach out to me on all my social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, at Nurse You to Wellness.
Yes.
And it's pretty simple. Even if you don't know what is it that you want to do, and you just tell me what is it that you are feeling or you're looking for, like if you are low on energy, or you had one of those party nights, or you're feeling dehydrated, you don't drink a lot of water.
Right.
I also work out with athletes a lot, like if they have sore muscles and they don't drink water. I always said, instead of reach out for a Celsius in the middle of the day,
right.
If you are low on energy, call an IV hydration nurse and talk to them about maybe getting some B12s, or for the athletes, L-carnitine. And I know there's a bunch of like medical names right now, but
You checking the boxes.
Yes. Reach out to an IV hydration nurse and ask how you can help. And, again, with the flu season right now, like a lot of us, we are down with the flu for a week or 2 weeks and on. But you don't have to be.
Right.
If you're not the type of person that does the flu shots and stuff like that, and you still get the flu is rough.
Right.
When you get the flu, you don't feel like eating. You don't feel like drinking. You just in bed. But we have vitamin C, we have zinc, we have glutathione, we have all these things that we can put in a cocktail, in a bag together to help you battling the flu.
Right.
So you don't have to be in bed for days, because you get all those nutrients and vitamins all in one bag. And it's something that's been found to be effective.
Right.
So instead of just like, if you don't feel like swallowing anything, if you don't like, because zincs and those big vitamins, they're pretty big, and plus your body still have to digest them.
Right.
You can schedule a vitamin drips, and you get that, it goes straight into your veins, and you feel better right away.
If you got to live on fruits for 2 days, and you can only choose between pineapple and watermelon, which one would you choose?
Pineapple.
Ooh.
I love pineapple. I really do. I'm not so much a big fan of watermelon, so pineapple for me, for sure.
I love that. What was your favorite cartoon?
Cartoons. When I was younger, I used to love Tom and Jerry.
That's my cartoon too, people. You know it. Yes.
I love Tom and Jerry like
Yes.
a lot. I love SpongeBob.
Come on, SpongeBob.
I mean,
Wow.
who doesn't love SpongeBob? But now that I'm a mom,
Yeah.
it's there's just so many cartoons that I watch,
There
and
you
I
go.
watch them over and over and
Yes.
over and over again. But definitely the classics
That's
like
yeah.
Tom
It's
and
amazing.
Jerry
Yeah.
and
I just found
SpongeBob.
out SpongeBob they have a drive-through at the Krusty Krab. I didn't even know they
A
had a
drive-through?
drive-through. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. They had an episode
I
the other
didn't
day
know
where they
that
had the
too.
drive-through.
I didn't know
Oh,
that
it's
too
hilarious. I know.
either.
I'm like, SpongeBob, what we got? What we doing? What we doing out here?
I didn't know that.
So, we have a lot of young ladies that are in that introvert space that are very shy, some would say.
That was me.
Right. So, you have now shown the possibilities or definitely can be in your favor, even when you're in, or you have a title being put on you as an introvert. What's these last words you would say to a young girl that is an introvert that just feel hopeless?
First of all, don't be hopeless. That's the first thing that I would say. Everything takes time,
Right.
right?
Yes.
It's all about practice. I never thought that I would be here
Right.
and like in a podcast. First of all, this is my first podcast, so shout out to you and thank you for having me.
Oh, yes. There you go.
But it's like having cameras and talking on a microphone. I'm still getting used to those things.
Yeah.
And definitely like taking the decision to start my business and starting that definitely pushed me even further to put myself out there, because everybody would tell me you have to put yourself out there.
Right.
Especially when you have a business, you have to put yourself out there.
Yes.
You have to talk to the camera, you have to make TikToks, you have to do this, you have to do that. Is it easy? No,
Right.
it's not easy. But the one thing that I would say is don't feel hopeless. It's all about practice. You taking it one day at a time. You
Yes.
do what you feel comfortable with and just be yourself. Because the world is going to judge you anyway, whether you have an accent, whether you don't have an accent. Some people gonna see something wrong, but at the same time too, you also have people that will see the good in you and the message that you're trying to convey, and they're going to support you regardless.
Yes.
So it's all about like finding your people. And you also have to believe in yourself to the point where it's like, okay, yes, and again, turn out the noise. Yeah, people might judge me for my accent or whatever it is.
Right.
But just keep practice, just
Yeah.
keep putting yourself out there, and next thing you know, you are in a podcast with cameras all around you. And you are, because I remember the first time my mentor forced me to go live on Facebook, and I was like, oh my God, why are you doing this to me? I thought it was the craziest thing. And also to making my first TikTok, I'm like, oh gosh. And I till this day, I still feel like, oh my gosh, I don't like the sound of my voice. I sound cringe. I do this, I do that. But a lot of it too is just in our heads.
Oh, definitely.
It's really just in our heads. We are our worst on critic.
Yes.
And people, especially like lately with the world, people don't even pay attention that much.
This is
because
true.
the attention span is so
very short.
They're just like going. So the way that you are judging yourself, maybe nobody is even like paying attention.
Right.
Like people on TikTok are reaching out to me and be like, oh my gosh, you are changing my life. You are so inspiring. And I was like, never in my life that I thought that I would be inspiring. But because a lot of these videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know if they sound good enough. If I'm I still have like my little shy moment, but I am trying my best every single day till this day to trying to get better at it and put myself out there and do the things that makes you uncomfortable. You have to be brave enough to do the things that makes you uncomfortable.
Come on.
And as crazy as it sounds, the more uncomfortable things that you do, the more comfortable you become with it. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's that would definitely
Look
be
at you
my
dropping all
advice.
kind of gems over here. You guys hear it? Two big gems. They're gonna judge you anyway and do what makes you uncomfortable. Ooh,
Yeah.
look at you. That was dope. Listen, guys. There you guys have it. I mean, Mike have dropped. I'm just saying, Mike have dropped until our next episode where we have another decorative guest right here at EOS Club. I'm your host. Thank you for coming today.
And thank you so much for having me.
Total rock star. It's a beautiful thing. See you guys.
Yeah, bye guys.